Hello everyone. Today I'll be teaching you guys about the k-means clustering problem. I have already written the question here. Before starting the question, let's understand what is k-means clustering algorithm. K Before understanding k-means clustering, we should know what is cluster. Cluster Cluster is the group of data which have similar kind of property, or cluster can be defined simply as a group of similar kind of data. Group of similar kind of data of data. Suppose these are the random datas A B B B B B C C C C C. These are the random datas, and this is one cluster because they are same, because they all are A, and this is another cluster and this is another cluster C. So in this problem we need to find these are the random datas 1 comma 1 2.5 comma 5. These are the we have 6 random datas and we need to create a cluster of them. So cluster is we need to find the centroid of these different clusters. These are different clusters and we need to find the centroid. We will assume a centroid for this cluster as this, and for this cluster as this, and for this cluster as this, and we will calculate all the distance from this centroid to all the distances, and we will select the cluster group which will be shortest from them, and you guys will understand this while solving the problem. As in the question only the instances are given, 6 instances are given here. The question hasn't specified any number of clusters and it hasn't given the cluster, so we need to choose cluster point randomly. Let's choose clusters this and this point as cluster. I am doing it completely random. So our clusters are k1 1 comma 1.5 and k2 2 comma 3. Okay, now what we will do is we will calculate the distance from all the points to these clusters and assign the points with the cluster which have the minimum distance. So let's write here x and y and write all these points here 1 comma 1.5 and 2.5 comma 5.5, 1.5 comma 1, 2 comma 3, 2.5 comma 3.5, 4 comma 6.2. Okay, now we have to find distance from points, distance of these x and y to these two clusters. Okay, k1. Question may give you clusters that can be of any number 2 or 3. Here we have to, question hasn't given any number of clusters, so we have taken 2 clusters that are k1 and k2. Now we need to find the distance from all these points to these points and choose clusters. Okay, we have already drawn the table here. Now we need to calculate the distance. If we calculate the distance from this and this to this and this, it will be a long process, so we will create a formula and calculate it. I'll teach you how to create a formula. For this we know the distance formula is I'll write it here, root under alpha a minus this point 1 comma 1 whole square plus alpha b minus 1.5 whole square. We will calculate one distance of these points, and in the same time we can calculate distance between this and this point in the same time. So we will write here semicolon, is to, then again write the formula here alpha a minus this 2 whole square plus alpha b minus 3 whole square. Now calculate and put the value of a as 1 and b as 1.5 and we will get the result. This first answer is of this point and the second answer is of this, because we have put the one is 2 in between the formula, so 1.80. Now again we need to change the value of a as 2.5 and b as 5.5. Then we will get the value as 4.27 and 2.54. Here now we need to choose the cluster among these two. So what actually we are doing is assigning the points to the clusters. Okay, let's suppose these are the instances assigned. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6, these are the random instances. Okay, I've written these instances here as a random. Now we have created k1 and k2 as different clusters. We have assumed and we have calculated the point distance from these all the points to these clusters. As we have calculated, we have assumed k1 as this point and k1 as 1, and we have calculated distance and the distance is 0. So this point is assigned to this cluster because it has the minimum distance, and this k2 clusters, the distance between k2 cluster and this point is k2 and this point is 1.80. so among these two the minimum distance is of this, so we will assign the clusters as k1, and among these 2 points the minimum distance of is of k2, so we will assign the clusters value as k2. Similarly, we will calculate all the distance between this and this point using the same formula, and we will assign the clusters. And after assigning the cluster, we have got the points as k1, k2, k2, k2. I have already calculated it, and you can calculate this. Now again what we will do is calculate the centroid for these clusters. Okay, the centroid for these clusters is calculated as c1 dash is equals to c1 dash is equals to, we need to calculate the centroid. What is the formula of centroid? K1 for c1 we will take the points where the k1 is assigned. This is this point, only 2 points have been assigned to k, so k1 have 1 comma 1.5 and 1.5 comma 1, 1 comma 1.5, 1 comma 1.5 and 1.5 comma 1. This is the x coordinate and this is the y coordinate. Since we have two values, so we need to divide this by 2 and this also 2, and we will get the result as 1.25 comma 1.25, and this will be the cluster for our new iteration. Similarly, we need to calculate the centroid for the cluster k2, and as we can see from here, k2 is assigned for 1 2 3 4 points. These are 2.5 comma 5.5, 2 comma 3, 2.5 comma 3.5, 4 comma 6.2. so we will write the x coordinate as 2.5 plus 2 plus 2.5 plus 4 divided by, there are 4 points, so 4, and y coordinate as 5.5 plus 3 plus 3.5 plus 6.2 by 4. I have written this value from here: 6.2, 3.5, 5.5, 1.5, 6.2, 3.5, 5.5 and 3, and we will get the result as 2.75, 4.55. Now these are the new clusters, and again we will do this same process by changing the clusters by changing the cluster, here C1 dash will be written and C2 dash will be written, and the values will be this, and the same technique will be done. And again we will find the C1 double dash and C2 double dash. If this value is this value and these two values are equal, then we will stop, and that will be the final center point for these clusters. I'll upload the full solving in the description link, in the drive link, which will be in the description box below. So guys, if you don't understand anything, you can comment down on the comment box. Thank you.